morning. Welcome to a sunny Winnipeg. Speaking of the sun, I don't know if the sunrise this morning was good, bad, or ugly. I didn't see it. We'll check into that later. Okay. Today the plan is to get a little bit of painting done here. Gonna have to get my little pieces mounted in the styrofoam block. I think it's going to go okay. Oh yeah, we were going to assemble that one module first that had the 6 little pieces and so on, and then there's the other piece here that goes on the end of the tube. Anyway, I was spending quite a bit of time responding to my comments this morning, and then one of the comments was from our friend UK Jason again, and he mentioned that he was commenting in the motorcycle ride, and he was mentioning how that the houses here in Winnipeg, and probably a lot of Canada anyway, the houses are bungalow style, and that's right, they are. My house is sort of a bungalow style. It's a single floor, but it's what we call here in Winnipeg a side-by-side or a duplex. In other words, right next door to me is a house attached, and it doesn't bother me. I've been in that sort of thing as long as I can remember. Well, since I left home, anyway. I've either been in a side-by-side or in an apartment. Now, and what it made me remember, oh yeah, my grandmother, who was, when she was a little girl, she lived in Dublin, Ireland, and she used to tell me all about Dublin and so on, and where they lived and so on, and she mentioned that the house they lived in was 4 stories high, and they had a maid. Now, of course, she told me that story probably in the 50s or 60s, and at that time, to live in a 4-story house here in Canada and have a maid, you had to be really rich. I didn't realize it. That's just the way it was, and that's the way most people lived. And that the house she lived in, yes, it was 4 stories high, but it was probably only about as wide as this room, and then it just went up, and it was attached to another building that was the same way, and they were individual dwellings, you might say, but they were all attached. And the way I found that out is, I'm guessing about 10 years ago now, I was curious as to, I wonder if there's any records of my grandmother, and I knew what her maiden name was, so I Googled it in Dublin, Ireland, and sure enough, the church that she was baptized in, or christened in, or whatever it was that they call it over there, had kept a record and put it online, and there it was with the address. So I did the Google Street View thing on the address, and sure enough, there it was. It was 4 stories high, but there was probably about 6 or 8 of them all attached together, and it's kind of, I don't know how I got into that, but it's kind of interesting that I was able to see where my grandmother used to live when she was a little girl, back at the end of I guess it'd be around 1880, 1890. Yeah, times have sure changed. Times have changed. Okay. I think we should recompose here and try and do a little bit of modeling. I mean, that's what this is supposed to be all about, right? The model ship. And I haven't seen the walkers yet, so I don't know if they've come by. The weatherman, I haven't checked the weather this morning, so I'm assuming that it's going to be nice. It's beautiful right now. Yesterday was great. I did get out on my last hurrah. Me and last hurrah got out, and I was out on it for over an hour. Now I got to be careful. No, first of all, I got to be careful I don't fall off it. But secondly, I got to be careful that I don't overdo it. I think that I should quit my rides wanting more, not quit my ride thinking, boy, am I ever glad to get off this thing. And that wasn't the case yesterday. If it wasn't for the fact that I was going to be meeting up with my neighbor for coffee at 3:30, I probably would have stayed on for a while. That thing's good on gas. I'm surprised. I rode it, you might say, quite a lot today, and it's still indicating 3/4 full. I was expecting that I was going to be going to the gas pump a lot, but because the scooter was really good on gas, but then it was only like 4.5 horsepower, whereas this thing is 80-something horsepower, so you would think it would burn a lot more gas. But I guess when you stop to think about it, if you don't do a lot of fast accelerating, you're not going to be burning too much more gas than on the scooter. I guess it works that way. Anyway, I'm happy with it so far. Let's get at this. Okay, let's try and get everything to the same orientation as it is in the manual here, because I can well imagine that this part is going to be very easily put on the wrong way around. We will slip the macro lens on. Probably about 5-6 minutes ago, I was noticing that Missy the dog was taking her master for a walk around the block. And so that means that she's probably going to be by any minute, which means I should be in readiness here. Okay, maybe we'll slip the macro lens on. Well, first we'll just move in a little bit here, and I'll explain my problem. Good morning, Missy.
She's so funny. We're at the park, time to go home, and I said, house, just nothing. And I said, Uncle Ron, and boom, 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 let's go, let's go.
Yeah. Okay.
Did you get the whole dog going today?
No, there's still a couple or three halves. So
Beautiful day.
yeah, beautiful day.
They say Saturday could be 28. Could you imagine? 28 degrees?
I know it's funny here in Winnipeg. We go from snow onto to too hot.
Yes.
But I don't find
In
28.
weeks.
I don't find 28 too hot.
No. But after the long winter, it'll be just wonderful.
It sure will. Yeah, it sure will.
We met two little girls in the park. She's good with them, but she's shy because little kids used to run at her with a bicycle when she was out with Rainey.
Oh yeah.
They wouldn't have done it when I was there, but and now Missy is kind of shy of children. But if they approach her and if she's beside me, she's very nice with them.
Oh, that's good.
One of the little girls said, "Are you sure she's friendly? She's showing her teeth, the way she does with you."
Uh-huh.
I said, "Her tail is wagging. She's just smiling, that's all."
Yeah, she's just smiling. You just smiling, Missy? Huh? You just smiling?
So she loves her Uncle Ron. The source of all good dog bones. The only source of we have chicken, beef, fish.
Okay. Now, I'm looking at this now with my magnification hood, and I can see that I'm going to have to get a little bit of flashing that's still on the inside of this. At first I was thinking that this little piece right there, see if I can get it, okay, like right here, it looks like there's something. At first I thought that was some sort of a positioning thing, but it's not. It's flashing that I got to get off. Otherwise these two halves are not going to want to go together. There is no positioning pegs or anything like that. So we're just going to have to, yeah, just glue them up. And also I want to make sure I get them mounted correctly on this tube. Well, I think the thing to do is to get it together and then put the tube in afterwards. Or rather I guess it'd be a case of putting them on the tube. Okay, I'm just going to go ahead and do this. I don't think I can glue them up too well on camera here. I'll give it a try. But in the meantime, let's get that flashing off of there. I like to do stuff on camera. It's a bit of a challenge to see if I can do it. And I'll be the first to admit that this thing would probably be finished if I wasn't doing any videoing, especially the slipshod job of that I do. No, I know you're not supposed to cut towards yourself, are you, Ron? No, because that's a good way to cut your finger. But I'm going very careful. I don't want to go in too far. I think I more or less got it. Maybe if I was to lay these on a sanding stick and just rub them back and forth, but I don't want to round them out either. This one here has a tiny bit of flashing. Am I moving it out of the field of view? Let me check the monitor. Oh no, I'm doing good. Sometimes I'm not paying attention and I'm zipping it around across the page. Okay, I think, where's my sanding stick? Let me recompose here a bit. Okay, now it has been my experience that when I try to do something like this, if I overdo it, what happens is you round off the surfaces that have to be glued together, and then the whole thing is, I'm just going to sort of scrape it along here. That's probably enough. I'll do the same on the other side, and we'll get rid of any little burrs that might still be there. No, I realize that my finger is basically, I wonder if I was used Tony's tweezers here. Can I get the angle just right? Not really. My best is my finger. Well, we'll just go back and forth just a little bit here. Okay, let's quit before we completely ruin this thing now. Is it gonna look any better or not? Let's get it turned around towards the camera. No, I'm still seeing something there. I'm still seeing you know what? The extra thin that I'm planning to use is going to probably dissolve that little. Okay, that's going to be okay. Oops. Yeah, you're seeing this way better than I am. You must be sick of hearing me say that. I heard somebody say, "No, I'm sick of hearing you talk about your motorcycle." Or Missy the dog. Come on, everybody loves Missy. Okay, let's see if we can get that together now. As I've said, there are no positioning pegs, so it's gonna be kind of hard. Okay, this is the plan. And I don't think it matters which one we put up and which one we put down. Okay, it's got to go like that. Now this one here, I'm going to have to be able to, I wonder if possibly the waxed pencil might work really good for this. Then I could just sort of drop it down in the right place and it'll let go, because this is kind of hard to pick up. Or what if I was to rotate the whole thing around like this, and then I'm trying to do it in perspective so that you can see what's going on here. All right, am I still in the field of view? Oh yeah, not bad. Okay, now a different tweezer. And grab it something like this. This might work. I might have just a little better control than I would with the wax pencil. This part might be too heavy for the wax pencil. And it might... Okay, let's get some extra thin on there. See, I'll be right back. Okay, we're just doing a dry run here. Yeah, I think this is going to work okay. If I grab it right there like that. Okay, I found my extra thin. We're going to I hope I'm not going to glue it to the blue tack now. I don't have all day for this. I'm looking straight down on it, and it's just not, well, it's not too bad, I guess. Okay, let's just leave that like that, so he pokes at it. Okay, let's just leave that for a little bit, let that dry out, and maybe we could afterwards sort of clean it up. How does this look here? Let's get this thing out of the way. The whole thing should move up a little bit. I don't know if I can slide it anymore. How's it look now? Now it's too much the other way. It's funny they weren't able to make this part sorry about getting my grubby fingers in the line of view there, but okay, I think that's about as good as I can get it. Maybe I'll put it in self-locking tweezer afterwards. Probably about 10 minutes has passed here. And I was wondering now, the manual is very vague as to you know, how this is supposed to be positioned on the end of the pipe. And I was thinking, well, how's a person supposed to know? You know, unless you had a photograph of it. And then I realized that possibly the painting and marking guide might show it. And it actually does. It shows it real well as to how it goes on the end of the pipe. Okay. I think I got the pipe pretty much at the same orientation as to the drawing. And you can see that when we get this in there, I think that if we twist it around, this has to go sort of, well, you can see how it's supposed to go. I think maybe if I get it up off of the diagram here, I'll be able to do it a little better. Maybe what I should be doing is mounting this part in the helping hands so that we can let gravity be our friend, and we can just take this piece here and just set it down, and I think it'll just stick there until it dries. So let's give that a try. Okay, I think I've got this about as perpendicular as I can get it. And we'll put our little part on. But the weather outside is beautiful, and I've been waiting for this weather since the middle of October. In fact, it was the 13th of October that I told JR at Bill's Honda that I'd take the bike. Finally, the weather's here. The bike is here. And where am I? I'm sitting at the model table. Ron, what's the matter with you? Get outside. Yeah, this will wait for winter. Well, it won't have to. It'll wait till tomorrow morning anyway. I shouldn't have slept in this morning. Then I would have got more done here. But I want to get out. Thanks for watching, everybody. All being well, we're gonna see you tomorrow.